Okay, I thought that our guys played okay. We were a little sluggish and maybe even sloppy at times. Offensively, we were pretty average. Defense got going after the first drive. It was tough for our players to get motivated at halftime. I'll be honest with you, but they did okay. I was proud of them. It's a good win for us. We weren't very sharp throwing the football. We did make some good catches. I thought we improved some in our return game. We've worked considerably in our return game, and it benefited us tonight. I think obviously Josh made a couple players miss, but in most returns for touchdowns, that's what happens. Those good players make guys miss in space. So it's a good win for us. Anytime you win and got an opportunity for young people to play. A number of guys that have walked on our team that work extremely hard and give us a great look in practice, and their moms and dads got to see them get on the field tonight and play. So it's always pleasing for our coaching staff for those players to get in and compete.
With that being said, Mike, do you really enjoy games such as this one?
Meaning what?
Well, I mean, obviously the competition was lesser than you would normally face. I mean, kind of like the Savannah State game last year and Lamar this year. Do you enjoy? I mean, is it?
Well, I think there has to be balance in scheduling.
Hey, Mike, I heard you just say maybe on the radio, and I saw some of the walk coming to the game. Was the walk coming to the game different than what you experienced?
It would be as competitive, as good a walk as we've ever had here.
Could you kind of describe it for me?
Well, it was just a lot of people, and I think for two reasons. I think that they have a lot of pride and they want to come out and show their pride, and I think they've been waiting for a home game for a long time.
Mike, you have 2 bye weeks in the next 4 weeks. Are you concerned about that?
I don't know anymore. If I was drawing it up, I'd play 4 or 5 games, have a bye week, and then play the rest of the season. But that's not the hand that we've been dealt. So we make do with what we have, and we program the young men that this is the best way it can be, because it's not going to change. And things that we don't have control over, we don't worry about. So we'll take advantage of the bye week. We'll get 3 good practices in. We'll give them 3 days off and bring them back, get them focused next week, get 3 more good practices, have a run through, and then travel to West Virginia.
What do you feel like you learned about this team through 3 games?
Oh, I don't know, Gene. That's a good question. I think that they've done a nice job of focusing and paying attention and learning and competing. I think that they like each other. They're starting to create a little bit of an identity for this season, and we have good leadership. How good we are, I'm not sure, but when you watch a few games, I don't know how many teams in the country are great football teams. And of course, I don't get to see them all. So I like where we're at. I like how they compete, and I've said this many times before, but their responsibility is to work hard and prepare Sunday through Thursday. And we walk Friday and we play hard Saturday with great effort. And they've done that. They've done everything we've asked them to do in that area. And as a coach, I think that's more important than anything else, is if they give us all that they've got and they work hard and the coaches do the best job they can to prepare and give our kids a chance and have fun, then we roll with it.
How would you say the leadership compares to 2011?
Well, the difference, we had more veteran players who were seniors, but we have good leadership on offense at the quarterback spot. Same thing in 11. We may even, I can't remember, 11's a long time ago for me. I guess the only thing I could say is that I like this group. I like what they're giving us in practice. And games show a certain sign of leadership, but practice more so. And they're competing in practice. We've had to rally some guys. We've had a little bit of an unusual situation in the offensive line, and so those guys have had to step up and play some different positions. And so usually that's a good sign of leadership amongst your team.
Mike, all things considered, I think you were glad every game?
I was glad to just play here. Just go out in front of the home crowd and play a game.
Were you glad to be able to get Grogan out there to get another shot at a field goal
Mhm.
to start building some confidence?
Yeah, return game, take a shot at some field goals, use a backup kicker for kickoff, and Al brings up a good point. I mean, we can call it like it is. I mean, there's been times around Oklahoma State we've played games like this and been biting our nails in the fourth quarter. I mean, I've been around here a long time. But fortunately, we're far enough along as a program that we're in control of these games early, and it gives us a chance to do just what you said, John. We work some other guys, and if we would have had to punt again, we'd have let Michael punt. And so I think as a coaching staff, it's important that we work through those situations, and that's what we did tonight.
Mike, with what all has transpired over the week, what is your reaction to the reaction to what transpired over the week, the support from OSU, former players, and all that other stuff?
Well, it doesn't surprise me that we have a number of people that want to be outspoken. That didn't surprise me any at all.
Coach, it wasn't just people being outspoken. We have a record sellout crowd tonight, so you really did have the support of the Oklahoma State fans.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think earlier I was alluding to that a little bit with the walk. The feeling that you got on campus, 6, 8, 10 hours before kickoff, the walk, and then tonight. And that's the way it should be. There's a bunch of young men that work hard in there. They should show up. There should be 60,000 people here, in my opinion, for the guys that pay the price. And they work extremely hard. And they've continued to put a good product on the field and fun to watch. And so I think that we all should be there and support the players.
What's your biggest concern for this team moving forward?
Oh, I don't really know that I have any concern. I think as a coach, you always want to stay healthy. You want to take care of the football and tackle well.
Coach, you mentioned how you guys weren't really sharp the second half. Was it just because you guys had such a big lead and stuff going into?
Well, I thought we got flat in the middle of the second quarter, and I thought we did okay in the third quarter. And it was just tough to get them going and get them out there. But they did a good job with it. And the other issue you have is that when you start to run guys in and play that don't really understand the game plan, you become very vanilla. But again, the benefits you get from young people being out there and playing in the game that deserve to be out there is far greater than giving up some yards or not scoring touchdowns.
Mike, you said it felt different 6, 8, 10 hours before kickoff. What was it? Was it louder on the street outside?
There was just more people. There's just people all over campus, and it seemed like this morning when we walked across campus to our walk through and walk back, there was a lot of energy. And some people may say it's because of the article, but I think that they were excited to play a home game. They're sitting around waiting for it. That's the first one in 6 games? First time we played at home in 6 games. So I think they were excited and they were ready to play.
Comment on Walsh's performance. Wasn't quite as perfect as he was the last one.
Yeah, I thought he was just average. He wasn't as sharp throwing the football, but those guys made up for it and made some good catches. I had a guy that made up for catches with me when I was throwing it some, so it counts, But he wasn't as sharp as he should have been.
Does it concern you that that's that in Mississippi State? I mean, that it's, I'm not going to say hot and dry, or hot and cold, but kind of one end of the spectrum or the other. I mean, does that concern you? Is that what you see in practice?
What do you mean Mississippi State?
As far as JW being, a little off on passing and tonight and against Mississippi State and then completely on against UTSA. Is that something y'all have seen, or is that just working out the kinks in the offense?
No, I mean, I don't really. I wish I could give you a fair answer on that. I don't know what kind of answer I would be able to give you. He had about 4 throws tonight that weren't as good as what it should have been, and maybe he wasn't as motivated as he should have been.
You mentioned health earlier, Mike. How are you in that category? The time off going to be good for your offensive tackles?
Yeah, we're good. We're healthy. There's some guys that we didn't play that if we were in a conference game we would have played. Gave them a chance to rest this week, and then they have the upcoming week.
Mike, now that the week is over, how important do you think it was for Mike Holder and yourself to get in front of the situation the way you did on Monday?
They won't let me answer any questions concerning Sports Illustrated.
I'm good with that. We got JW in the back. Does anybody else have anything else? Since we're running everybody to the podium, I think a little faster.
Good. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.